Okay, I'm going to try to cover several things here. First, I didn't watch it, but I was on TV. That's about the NFL draft where they're drafting sports players. Now, I remember a time when getting drafted was kind of a bad thing. I mean, guys would, when I was a kid, 15, 16, 17, something like that, or up till I turned 16. But guys were getting drafted, and they go, "Oh my God, I've been drafted." I mean, guys were burning the draft card and headed for Canada, stuff like that. But that was maybe early 70s or something. Nixon ended the draft when I turned 16. But I think if the draft had still been going on when I turned 18, I think I would have gone down to the Air Force and volunteered and say, "Hey, look, you're going to teach me how to fix radios and radars and stuff like that." And that way I could avoid active combat, but still kind of serve my country and still been a part of still been, of service to my country and stuff like that. But, in fact, I did want to volunteer when I turned 18, but my mother talked me out of it. Well, she had lost a few people in her lifetime to, that type of thing. So that's kind of her viewpoint. She did talk me out of it, but I almost kind of wish I had volunteered. But like I said, my mother talked me out of it, but that's a different story. Now, there's several people here on YouTube that want to kind of get their life story out there, a life of abuse and stuff. That's a personal choice. That's I have no problem with it. I think a lot of people see that as some form of therapy. Some people, really want to get their life out there and, get aired open. Like if you take an open wound and remove the bandage so it gets oxygen in there and it can kind of heal. I think some people kind of see it that way. For me, my life hasn't been that garden of roses or whatever, but that's my personal business, and I'm not going to put that out there, but that's also my personal choice. Now, next thing I want to cover, now, if I plaster my vehicle, I'm going to, if I don't have anything on it like this, but, stuff, maybe I've got a bunch of these I might put on there. I've seen some on Amazon. That New Age bookstore. I'm gonna get to that New Age bookstore in a second here, but this is where I got this from. But if I put several of these on there, would I get something like getting pulled over by a policeman, and the policeman handed me a line like sir, I didn't observe you violating any traffic laws, but having drug paraphernalia like stickers and stuff gives me a legal right to not only pull you over, but to it gives me a legal right to give you a field sobriety test and to search your vehicle, for drugs or drug paraphernalia. Probably not, but just that thoughts in the back of my mind. But the officers are probably got to be, if they pull over every vehicle with some type of marijuana leaf on it or something, they're probably, that's actually legal here in Arizona, so I'm not sure quite how that would go. If you're not actually, if you only get possession of a small amount of it and not actually high on it, they really can't do anything here in Arizona. Because it is legal to possess a small amount of marijuana, but if you're high on it and driving, they can they can do something about that. But I'm just kind of musing over that. That's just kind of can trust my mind. But the last thing I want to cover here is Nigella for me. Now, chick. Well, she lives in Albuquerque. I live in Avondale, just west of Phoenix. But she's made a few videos where she tossing between having a boyfriend and not having a boyfriend. But like I said, being the fact that we're probably 800 or 900 miles from each other, there's probably nothing ever going to happen between me and her. But chick, if you were my girlfriend, if you were here in the valley and you were my girlfriend, not only would we do the kissing and hugging and stuff that and cuddling and stuff that consenting adults do in their privacy of their own homes and stuff, but I wouldn't let you dwell on that sick couch. We would be out making cold lab videos out in nature and stuff. We would be doing those nature walks, those nature hikes and stuff. I'd kind of get you to, kind of, well, I don't want to be like what was that lady that had the fly sitting on her? I don't remember, but was it a vice presidential debates of like 2000 whatever? But anyway, I digress on that point because I had a fly setting on me. But Nigella for me, I think her name was Laura, but she wouldn't be making videos with that sick cow. She'd be making videos with me out on on some nature walk somewhere. Really, really good at nature and really, really enjoying life. But That's the way I see it. I wouldn't, if she were my girlfriend, she wouldn't be making those sick videos. She'd be making, hey, I'm out here really, really enjoying myself out in nature. We're gonna hike this mountain, and we're gonna spend a day hiking this mountain, and we're gonna have a ball. Okay, love you. Bye bye.